I've been thinking about this for a very long time now, maybe just over a year, but I was wondering why now all of a sudden everybody's got autism and ADHD, because back in the day, and a very long time ago, those disorders never really existed. But when you look at the reasons why things like ADHD, for example, exist, it's because back in the day, we humans didn't have the transport means that we have today. We didn't have cars, we didn't have trains, we didn't have aeroplanes, we didn't have all these things that take us everywhere, right? So therefore, people were utilizing the body that they got given, and they were moving a lot. They were getting that energy out a lot. And that is the reason why ADHD didn't exist back in the day, because people would just utilize the body they got given and they would move. They would hike, they would climb mountains, they would climb trees, they would lift rocks or cut trees and cut logs of wood and make a fire and get their energy and that stubborn energy in our bodies out on something. And by the end of the day then, we're shattered, we're tired, we just want to get rest so we can do it all over again the next day. But these days, movement apparently is classed as a disability when it's total ability. But we live in a day and an age where movement and too much movement is frowned down upon, and it's looked at as a disability and a disorder, and that you need to go seek medical help for it and get professionals to assess you, and then they label you ADHD, and then you wonder what the fuck is wrong with me and why I can't keep still, when that is just our true human nature, is to be that way. It's just a sign of intelligence, man. It's a sign of intelligence, because this is how our brains work, right? Like, in order for our brains to function properly, I find this personally a lot myself, that my brain functions the best when I'm walking. And this is why I come to places like this. This is why I hike. This is why I climb mountains. And I try move my body whenever I can, because I know that this is when my brain is at its best function. I can think better. I can think more clearly. Even now, although I'm sat on the ground, but I feel the urge to just stand up and start walking again. And I'm barefoot as well, and I feel so much more connected when I do this than when I'm wearing shoes. It just feels so much better. The ground is really hot right now and the sun is shining, and the ground feels so warm and soft beneath my feet. So yeah, man, it makes me wonder. It makes me really wonder how things that is meant to be just true human nature, this is who we are, and it's something that we should love and embrace and learn to just go with, rather than go and diagnose and believe that we have something wrong with us. Because this is the problem with pathologizing things as well in life, is that everything that is meant to be true human nature, that it stems from like this ancient wisdom, is meant to teach us something, is there for a reason. It's not a defect, it's not a disability, it's there for a reason. And instead of using the brains, those powerful tools in our head that we got given, to actually look at these things and think, wow, I'm so unique, I'm so different, I need to embrace this and nourish it even more. No, we go and turn these beautiful natural instincts into disabilities and disorders and things that need to be looked at and healed and cured and fixed. And things like autism as well, and how they label children with autism as broken brains. Apparently autism is a broken brain, when in my opinion autism is an intelligent brain, is the natural state of the brain. There is nothing such as a neurotypical brain. There is only a neurodivergent brain. Because in that neurodivergent brain lays all the wisdom, lays all that ancient wisdom that has enabled our ancestors to be who they were back in the day. Because look at us, man. Look at all the technology we have these days. And what have we done with it? If you look at the mental health records, you'll see how over the years, especially now in 2026, is increased so much. And it just goes to show that technology and the things we have and know these days isn't necessarily that we've evolved or that we're better than our ancestors or that we know more or that we're more knowledgeable and we live this comfortable life. Maybe comfort is actually a curse rather than a blessing, because look at us, everybody's depressed, everyone is labeled with things, everyone is suffering with mental health condition, everyone thinks that there's something wrong with them, everyone is struggling to love who they are just for who they are, but they need a label to explain to them why they the way they are, because they struggle to love who they are as they are without those labels, without those external pieces of information. And when you look at us as a nation, it's just so sad, man. Like, we're devolving, we're not evolving. Even though we may, yes, have technology and all that, but what has it done to us? What has it actually done to us as a nation? It's fucked us up, man. It's made us depressed. And if you look at the mental health records, you'll understand exactly what I mean. Majority of people in the world are suffering with depression, mental health, anxiety. Majority of the world think that their brains are broken because that's what they're being told by experts and doctors and professionals. Majority of the world are on medications, like seriously harmful and dangerous medications as well, that they tell you that it's going to heal your depression and it's going to take your depression away, and when in reality it makes you more independent of those medications. It turns you into a drug addict. It makes you suicidal. They give you all this shit, that puts you to sleep as well and completely changes your brain chemistry, and it's got so many chemicals in it. It's not natural. It doesn't come from the earth. It doesn't come from this planet, but it's man-made. And they tell you that it's going to help you, but you don't know what the fuck they put in those medications. You don't know what the fuck is in those chemicals, and this is exactly why people are hooked on them, and they turn majority of human beings into drug addicts. But it's fine because they're legal drugs, they're prescribed medicines, and doctors get paid to prescribe those medicines to people. It's not actually like those doctors are giving you those medications because they actually want you to heal and they want what's best for you. They're just doing it because they're getting paid, and that's the truth of the matter. Those people are just doing their jobs. They're doing it because it's a paying job, because they want to pay their bills. They want to go home at the end of the day and pay their bills and carry on working so that they can carry on paying their bills. It's not for that person's best interest. They're not doing it because they genuinely want you to be a better person or do better in your life. You just get hooked, man. And when you get hooked, you become a drug addict, and unconsciously then you start offering more people jobs at your own expense because you're hooked. And those chemicals and medicines they give you don't necessarily help you. They make you worse, which then makes you become more independent on this system and how it works. And how come we never had all these problems back in the day? How come our ancestors were able to build empires like Egypt and Rome and go through all that till today? Till this day, we still can't figure out how the fuck they did it with very little technology, but they did. And they had no doctors, no experts, nothing that it existed back in the day like it is today. And nobody back then suffered from any of these conditions, because nobody back in the day looked at it and thought, oh my God, you're disabled, or you're not normal, or there's something wrong with you. It was just natural to exist that way. This is our natural way of existing as human beings. But trying to make everyone the same is what's causing humanity to devolve. Trying to control everything as well and just make copies and copies of the exact same thing. People are not even allowed to embrace who they are these days without getting labeled. You're not allowed to be your unique self and embrace your difference without being labeled or without being called weird.